What is going every we back at it again with the finale? You know what I'm saying? What if Vegeta trained Gohan? I started saying, yeah, these niggas locked in. These niggas locked in for real, bro. Oh my god, them 7 years, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Like Majin Buu would have not been a threat, like at all, bro. Like that three Super Saiyan threes, overkill. They tore that fat piece of bubble gum up, bro. That's crazy. Damn, you know what's crazy? No oob. That nigga not getting reincarnated, bro. That's crazy. That nigga got hold. Oh my god, that nigga got hold. Oh my god. But I think now, through all this shit, and this nigga took out the whole universe 16, bro. The boys didn't get a chance to fight. That's crazy work. Crazy work. TLP. That's great. Anyway, let's see, bro. I think the last villain should be Black Frieza. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how this shit plays out. You know what I'm saying? Hit the video with a like, comment down below, and subscribe. You feel me? Got decided saying give up to 5 to 1,000. Or got putting in work. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. If I do, let's dive on in. The fuck?
Last time, we saw some of what was going on in space. And at the same time, we still haven't seen Frieza in a bit. What's going to happen when these characters come together? We'll be seeing all that and more in this finale of What If Vegeta Trained Gohan. Before leaving Zuno, Granola asks 2 more things. So many questions, but he doesn't have a choice because Granola is threatening to kill him. First, he asks Zuno everything he knows about the Dragon Balls in order to make a location device for it. Not even the Super Dragon Balls, just the regular ones. And he asks for some locations of other planets where time flows differently, like the one that Frieza's at. Not the same exact one, but other ones like it. He wants to clarify all the info he heard before, and wants to use it for himself. Zuno does give him some locations. And thanks to Granola having Oatmeal with him, Oatmeal is able to record all of this information pretty easily. Because it's a lot of info, so he might not remember it all. More importantly, Oatmeal is going to help create the Dragon Ball radar. Granola thanks Zuno, and finally leaves. So why do he ask for the regular Dragon Balls and not the Super Dragon Balls? Well, it's just going to make life a lot easier for him. He has a much better idea that doesn't require Super Dragon Balls, especially because Super Dragon Balls might catch the attention of the gods. With all the info from the Dragon Balls, he is able to craft his own radar.
And you got the fucking universe top 2 on top of that.
It happens that Earth has its own set of Dragon Balls, the same place where those Saiyans are, and they're not there at the moment. Well, besides Gohan. Granola could have gone to Namek, but he'd have to fight the Namekians, which he doesn't really want to. Those Dragon Balls are guarded, and the Namekians are pacifist. On Earth, it just seems like they're randomly scattered about. There is a Namekian deity there, but he's not solely protecting the Dragon Balls. Plus, he has to go to Earth anyways because of the Saiyans. He could have even just stolen his own Dragon Ball radar at Capsule Corp or something. But he doesn't know about all that stuff. Although, strangely enough, he has to go there anyways because some of the Dragon Balls are already there. But he's able to summon Shenron and makes his wish. And there's a reason he went for a different dragon and not Taranbo. He was worried that doing this with Taranbo might counteract his wish. But this new dragon can give him what he wants. He wishes for immortality. At first, he considers just wishing for his life to be extended, but this might be better. Immortality will be better for battle, too.
And I said that, too.
Ensuring that he will actually have an extended life. Because he doesn't know if simply asking for eternal youth or something like that would work. Now he has the great power from Taranbo and the immortality from Shenron. No Super Dragon Balls needed.
And
now
say
without
he's not dying.
Dying of old age, he quickly leaves Earth, going to one of those planets where time flows differently.
Oh my
Some
god.
months pass. Frieza finishes his training at some point and just goes back to being an emperor like normal. He's done enough training and he's content with where he is in power. As for Granola, he's training tirelessly. Back on Earth, Piccolo assumes that Frieza Dragon Balls, which does really concern him. But it's strange that he's hiding. Although eventually he meets some guy named Gamma 2, who tries to kill him. This jumpstarts the events of Superhero. Superhero goes from that to thinking that the Red Ribbon Army somehow got the Dragon Balls, which still is really concerning, but at least it's not Frieza. So, because of that threat, and the fact that Piccolo kinda wants to handle this himself, he uses Shenron to make his own wish, wishing for more power. Thankfully, Shenron's back by now, and he has 2 wishes still. The final wish could just go to Bulma or something. Honestly, Piccolo's not really too concerned about this because now he has his own power to handle everything here. Plus, Gohan is on Earth, and he's just not getting involved right away. Piccolo wants to see what he's capable of.
He already has beast, so
Piccolo is actually able to take on both.
This is gonna be light work.
Defeating Gamma 1 and 2 together, and eventually learning about the misunderstanding. But with this battle going on, Gohan of course is able to sense Piccolo's power, amazed at how strong he's gotten. And he arrives on the scene, which is really good because Cell Max is activated not too long later. Although Cell Max isn't really going to do anything.
Not a damn thing.
Gohan's already there and way stronger than normal. So the big points of superheroes still happen, except there's a couple changes. Pan's never kidnapped.
Bro, when then, bro, I'm telling you, bro. I recently just watched Superhero 2, bro. When that nigga took that punch and did not move, I'm like, ugh, that shit. I love seeing shit like that, bro. Bro, just take a nigga hit, bro. I don't feel shit, bro.
Gamma 2 actually gets to survive here, and the whole thing goes a lot smoother because of
Good.
how strong Gohan is and the fact that Piccolo's able to.
I fuck with Gamma 2, man.
Gohan does tell Piccolo he should have got him involved, but Piccolo wanted to pull his own weight for once. Plus, with this great power increase, it did seem pretty worthwhile.
Okay, just rebuild him too on top of that.
And he asked Dr. Hedo after the fact. Hedo says they never got the Dragon Balls, actually. Alright, Piccolo's back to being worried now. Unless Magenta did something unknown with the Dragon Balls, that means he doesn't know what happened with them or who used them. He probably should have asked Dende or even just asked Shenron. Dende did try to see what was happening with the Wish, so he actually does have a little bit of info. He was watching from the lookout and he only saw it the very last second. Dende honestly didn't think anything of it. But whoever got the Dragon Balls played it off really smoothly. He actually did have to take some of them from Cap's Corp because some were there, but thankfully Granola's great as a thief. Bulma also had some footage to work off of and has been trying to track down the thief, but it still led to nothing so far.
Yeah, that nigga gone,
he apologizes for not telling Piccolo sooner because he assumed he noticed, and Piccolo apologizes too, because whoever this is somehow knew about Shenron, and knew to conceal himself too. No, it's not like Piccolo was just being irresponsible here. He still did assume it was a threat, he just thought it was related to Frieza somehow. And it's not like Piccolo's been sitting around doing nothing either. He's been preparing. Gohan is known too, and he's also been preparing. They thought
locked in, bro.
Way, but they should have just clarified, instead of just immediately assuming it was related to Frieza. It's not like they could have figured out what the wish was anyways, but he could have asked Shenron recently. But Gohan says he's not too concerned. And Piccolo shouldn't beat himself up about it either. It's not incompetence, they just didn't do their due diligence. And besides, whatever threat comes their way, they're prepared. Because regardless of who made the wish, they still prepared for someone to attack because they thought it was some sort of threat. And look how easily they handled the Red Ribbon Army, which was a completely unknown threat at the time. Well, they knew about the army, but they didn't know they were still around. They get their answer soon enough, though. A few weeks after this battle, Granola descends upon Earth. He knows that Gohan's the strongest person out there, at least from what he heard from Zuno before. Meaning he also might be the biggest threat. And now he's confident in his power. He could finish this. If he could defeat Gohan, he could surely defeat Frieza too. Besides, Gohan's a Saiyan and there are other Saiyans here as well. He knows Gohan's only half Saiyan. Whether or not he's like the other Saiyans, Granola's not really too sure.
He don't care.
Granola assumes he is though. And besides, the other two Saiyans are some of his targets.
Time to get back in blood.
Piccolo and Gohan are training together. A sniper shot comes out of nowhere, and they're able to dodge really quickly. Piccolo hates being sneak attacked. It's just like what Gamma 2 did a few weeks back. Another sniper shot comes their way, and they're easily able to pick out where it's coming from. Gohan powers up at the very last second. Both blasts were launched directly at him. Neither were directed at Piccolo. They launch over to the general direction where the blast came from, and they're eventually able to find Granola.
That
now,
racism?
Granola hesitates to attack for a
On a
second.
cool?
First of all, because the two found him immediately. Not that he wasn't prepared for that, but there's Piccolo there. He can clearly see this guy's a Namekian. Is this guy the Guardian of Earth and the creator of the Dragon Balls? Well, technically, yes, he was the former one, but Granola doesn't say any of this, and he doesn't know any of that. Plus, there's the fact that Namekian's here regardless. Shouldn't they be pacifist? Why is he about to fight? He noticed this before when he tried to
can't tell I'm playing on that bullshit, bro. Why you think about the fight, bro?
Is this guy working for Frieza? And what did he wish for?
Ain't
Now,
shit
it's a long
sweet.
shot to ask that second question, but that first one actually does get an answer from Granola. Why would he be working with Frieza? He wants to kill Frieza. To ask that question, these two must be working under Frieza. He immediately tries to fight again, and Piccolo tries to stop it because this seems like a misunderstanding. Gohan can recognize that too, and they try talking to Granola, but he doesn't believe them. Plus, on top of that, Gohan is his target, the strongest in the universe, and a Saiyan. At least the former strongest. With all the training Granola's got, he feels like he has more than enough power now. Now, it's not like he got all the years of training Frieza got, but still, he got a couple extra years in there. Although, Gohan and Piccolo were preparing in the meantime as well. And even with all the preparations Granola made, he couldn't account for the great potential Gohan has. Same for Piccolo too. Not to mention, he took shortcuts with his power. Now, of course, Piccolo
Shortcuts.
did make a wish himself too with the Dragon Balls. But Granola was basically cheating his way to the top and still hasn't used this in actual combat yet. He's trained, a lot actually, and he has grown significantly, but he hasn't had any real experience with this type of power in battle. Gohan even comments on this. He doesn't know who this guy is, but if he arrived here a few months ago, with this type of power he might have won. But Gohan's grown significantly in the past few months. Although he's still confused. This guy's going after them because he thinks they're working with Frieza. And Gohan notices something weird in the battle too. Whenever they injure Granola, he regenerates pretty much immediately. And it's not any normal regeneration. It's like attacks just don't affect him. It reminds him of Zamasu, actually. And now he sees what this guy wished for. He wished for immortality, didn't he? But why? Well, that means the normal attacks clearly aren't going to work. So they try to restrain Granola.
You gotta Hakai that nigga, bro.
And with all his might, he tries to hold Granola still. and Piccolo wants to get through to him again. Why are they fighting? This guy clearly is misunderstanding something. They don't work for Frieza. If he thinks they're threats, they're not. They're not going after Granola. They don't even know who he is. And this is kind of hard for Granola to believe. He's been blinded by this hatred for so long, especially because he devoted himself so much over the past few months. He kind of reaffirmed this idea that he needed to kill Gohan, with him being the strongest mortal and also part Saiyan. Plus, the other Saiyans on Earth, wherever they are. But Granola's still convinced this isn't going to be enough. And since Granola briefly mentioned it, Gohan does bring up something. He's not a Saiyan. He's an Earthling. Yes, technically by blood he is half Saiyan, but that's not his identity. Gohan's seen what the Saiyans are capable of. He almost died by the hands of a Saiyan before. Actually, twice. His own uncle, a pure Saiyan. He tried to kidnap him as a kid. And he avoids saying Vegeta's name not to throw him under the bus, but 2 other Saiyans also showed up to Earth and tried to kill him before too. He fought against them. He also fought Frieza on Namek. Not to mention, he killed Frieza before too. He actually came back to life a few years ago. Gohan killed him and then he came back again. And Gohan beat him up once more.
Nigga didn't want to stay dead, bro.
And Frieza's trying to kill him. Now, of course, this is still hard for Granola to believe, but at least he's not attacking immediately. And this gives him some time to actually talk to him more. Thankfully, it's Gohan and Piccolo, who are very level-headed people and very pragmatic.
You
it
feel
takes
me?
a lot of convincing, especially because Granola's convinced himself so much by now.
This
So first of
nigga
all,
here, bro.
Gohan's clearly not a threat. Yes,
Listen,
he's
nigga.
half Saiyan, but that doesn't mean he's like the other Saiyans. Plus, he did hear of Frieza being defeated on Namek a while back. Obviously, he didn't die until he came to Earth later on. And there is a Namekian here, after all, who was also there in the battle. And Gohan even mentioned that Frieza eventually came to Earth with King Cold, and his friend Trunks actually killed the 2 of them. Not to mention, Trunks is
Swiss
also half
cheese,
Saiyan,
them
although
niggas.
He's not here now. Slowly but surely, Granola actually does start to calm down. Although they're still on guard because this guy's immortal and he's really strong. They wonder how he got that powerful, though. They've never heard of Cerealians before, and with his strength, that's kind of insane. Now, if it were Vegeta he met, this would be a completely different story. But Gohan actually is blameless here. Not that Vegeta's to blame here, just that Granola probably wouldn't be as open to listening to the Prince of Saiyans. Although it's really bad timing because a ship descends on Earth, and it has Frieza's key signature on it. Granola's immediately hostile again, thinking that they're trying to lure him into a trap, an ambush of sorts. But no, they actually didn't know that Frieza was here. And thankfully there is one thing working in their favor here. Granola does try to give them the benefit of the doubt for a bit. And when they say that they didn't know Frieza was going to show up, he tries to analyze their heartbeats and such. He can tell that they're not lying. They're actually genuine about this. It's just it's bad timing. And maybe Frieza's coming here because they're all together in one place. His presence is overwhelming. What the hell has he been doing for these past few years? It's not
Lock
like
in,
Gohan
y'all.
and Piccolo haven't been
Trying to
training,
lock in.
especially Gohan, who's trained consistently in this What If. Thanks to Vegeta, mostly. But still, they're unsure of what lies ahead. Frieza lands nearby and steps off his ship. He actually didn't know about Granola at all, but he's confused as to why a Cerealian is here. And he asks Piccolo and Gohan, were they just fighting this guy now? He actually felt their power on his way here. And he asks if Goku and Vegeta are here too. He'd like to make it a lot more efficient and kill everyone at once, but if they need to split it up, it's fine. Piccolo chuckles and tells him good luck. Even without Goku and Vegeta here, Frieza's still up against a big challenge. He's not winning. But Frieza assures them that he'll be fine, revealing to them that he's actually spent years training. His hatred
it's
drove
time to
his
go black,
futures.
bro.
No matter how
Big
strong
black.
the hybrid Saiyan is, he will die here. He's actually stopped caring about Goku and Vegeta as much. Now, he does still want to kill them, but Gohan's the main target of his hatred. So as long as Gohan dies, he's happy. And Granola, of course, hears all this and realizes they were telling the truth the entire time, especially based on their reactions when Frieza transforms. They're taken aback by his power. Despite their own, they seem a little bit nervous here, because he shows them a completely new form, Black Frieza.
Black.
Out of all my what-ifs, this is probably the ultimate Frieza. Given how long he's trained and the fact that he actually survived this long in the story, his power is pretty intense. And it makes Granola wonder, was his training truly enough? He couldn't even defeat Gohan. Sure, he grew a ton, but Gohan also grew a ton in the meantime. But if they both grew a lot in the meantime, how much did Frieza grow? Especially
wanna know.
after 15 years of training, driven solely by hatred. An all-out battle begins.
Not even 10. You added 5 more. You added 5 more on the 10. Put your hands up, man. Put your hands up, bro. This gonna be a rough ride, man.
Frieza starts with a death beam, trying to get rid of the people he views as fodder. Piccolo and Granola. Piccolo powers up and is pretty much unfazed by this attack. And Granola takes the death beam head on, but instantly regenerates. And he did that
He is
purposely to
immortal,
show
so
Frieza what he's up against. Interesting. It seems those two are strong as well. And that's Cerealian. He doesn't know why he's here, but he assumes it has to do with him, doesn't it? Granola's really taken aback by all of this, especially because everything that he thought was true just turned upside down. Yes, the Saiyans are alive, but it seems like they're actually working against Frieza. And now he's fighting alongside one of them. Both with the same goal to kill Frieza. Frieza does mention that he could just blow up the Earth right now, but there's no fun in that. He
No,
wants to
there's
make them
not.
know his power before they die. He wants to let them know that they would have lost regardless. He's gonna love killing Gohan. And yes, he couldn't fight
Make them
Gohan in that form
suffer.
before, but now, that form Gohan used, that's going to be nothing to Frieza. Now, unfortunately, thanks to Granola, Gohan and Piccolo are a bit worn out because they were injured by him, and they did have to spend time fighting him. So they're not really at 100% right now. But still, Frieza's outnumbered, and all these people are really powerful. But he's still holding his own incredibly well. They're surprised at how strong he's gotten, but it makes sense after 15 years of straight training. But then they sense the presence of 3 other people appear. Goku teleports in, with Vegeta and with Broly.
Victory!
Involved in this fight, but Goku tells him to watch closely. Now, Granola's really distracted by this, seeing 2 Saiyans appear here, especially with one of them being the Prince of Saiyans. So for a brief moment, his mind wanders, and Frieza takes this chance to attack him. Then seeing that it does nothing, because he still doesn't realize that Granola's regeneration is because he's immortal. Goku then yells out to Gohan, asking if he can handle this. And Gohan says Goku and Vegeta can jump in. He would love to kill Frieza right away, but it's going to be a little bit tough now.
Yeah, he ignorant, bro. He different.
Frieza get away again. This time they're going to kill him, and it's going to be done permanently. Goku activates Ultra Instinct.
Take this nigga off the senses. Oh my god.
Vegeta goes into Ultra Ego, also fighting at the same time. Now it's a fight.
It's going to be a crazy fight because this actually low-key might happen one day. We might, with Broly on top of that too. Lord have mercy, bro. It might be 5v1 against Frieza, bro. Piccolo, Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and Broly against this nigga, bro. They might end up fusing. Shit, even Broly and Gohan might end up fusing low-key. I don't know. We gonna see how this shit plays out one day. Hopefully. Please, hopefully.
5v1. Although Goku and Vegeta are actually the weakest here. But they're not weak by any means. Just the weakest out of this specific group. Although they're not really going to be doing much against Black Frieza, especially with how much he's trained here. Really, the only ones who have been able to do anything to him so far are Granola and Gohan. But there is one specific thing working in their favor here, and it's Vegeta. Now, Vegeta would love to just defeat Frieza with his own strength, but he does have another technique he hasn't used in a bit, Force Spirit Fission. He's able to hit Frieza with a few attacks, and not really do a lot of damage, but just enough to take a little bit of energy from him, giving it to Gohan. And he continues doing this, significantly weakening Frieza in the process.
Giving it to
Even
Gohan?
though Vegeta isn't physically the strongest here, he's one of the most fearsome opponents here.
Oh, yeah.
Force Spirit Fission in combination with Ultra Ego,
yeah.
They don't realize it, but it makes him terrifying.
Yeah.
He actually thanks Moro for this. If it wasn't for him, he wouldn't have unlocked this technique, or thought to even use it this way. If this were any other enemy, he wouldn't have used this because it feels like cheating. But he wants to make sure Frieza's dead. And by doing it this way, it can assure that Vegeta's the one to kill him, and erase him completely. He continues attacking and lending more energy to the people around him, powering them up as Frieza starts to power down. Frieza feels a sharp pain in his stomach, a combined Makanko Sabo from Gohan and Piccolo. He was too focused on Goku and Vegeta for a second, and it let them get just enough time to charge this. He feels
combined? Oh my god.
From Granola. He's taking attacks from the 2 other strongest people who are now fully at 100% power. Now, these 2 alone at this point, they'd probably be enough to defeat Frieza right now. Especially because the combined beam from Gohan and Piccolo, it actually punctures right through Frieza.
Right through the
Vegeta's
sternum.
actually the one to get the final hit on him, making sure he does this with a Hakai. And he takes great pride in this, telling Frieza to leave his planet and his student alone. Launching powered Hakai and Ultra Ego, facing the weakened and injured Black Frieza. Now he's not ever going to come back. Broly watches on with tears in his eyes. That was amazing. And now he doesn't have to worry about Frieza anymore, with Goku looking back at Broly and giving him a thumbs up, hoping he enjoyed that battle. Now, once again, Granola's a bit distracted and doesn't really know what to do here because all the other Saiyans that he heard about are here, including Broly, that random one that he heard about. But thanks to talking with Gohan, he learned that Goku has nothing to do with the other Saiyans. He was sent here as a baby. Now, Vegeta and Broly he knows nothing about, besides the fact that Vegeta's Prince and he probably deserves some of the blame. But at the same time, he was just healed by Vegeta actually. And he watched Vegeta erase Frieza. He really doesn't know what to think right now. But Vegeta knows what to think.
Confused, conflicted.
He's happy that Frieza's finally gone, and he's glad that everyone did a good job against him, especially Gohan once more. Although he does joke with Gohan a bit. He might need to train a bit more because he needed help with that. He knows Gohan's been training a lot. But still, this shows him that there's stronger people out there. People with even greater potential than Gohan maybe. Which is really concerning because of how strong Gohan is here. It's just that Frieza's also absurdly strong.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be, Vegeta says he's going to train Gohan again. But Goku butts in. He should be the one to train Gohan.
No, wait a minute, Vegeta. Hold on, bestie. That's my son.
And Granola just watches on confused. That's the Prince of Saiyans? And these are the other surviving Saiyans? They seem harmless. Well, in the sense that they're not malicious. And
nah, we chilling, bro.
Gohan's been talking about. Gohan might have been molded into a great warrior by Vegeta, but he's still a good guy. And on top of that, Vegeta's been turned into a really good guy too. Granola seems to have misjudged them a lot. Weird. He would have never expected that. And this is where we end off our story. What do you guys think about this story as a whole? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to see what you think. As usual, be sure to drop a like.
Take that nigga off the senses, bro. Because real talk, when they fight Frieza, they gonna have to jump that nigga. They gonna have to jump. You know what? I know I said the big five, but shit, throwing granola in that bitch too, low key. Throw him in there too, if he's still alive. You know, but you never know. They actually might do that in the manga or some shit. Actually, like give him immortality or increase his lifespan with Shinran or Purunga. You know, you never know. You never know. We would never know because they keep playing on our emotions. Like, bro, it's time. It's been a cool minute, bro. Pick this shit back up, bro. Oh my god, bro. I know next month we got some shit. You know what I mean? For Dragon Ball. You know, and hopefully it's some good news. You know, I really hope it's some genuine good news. Maybe a movie. You know, an anime. You know, hopefully not a freaking. I swear to God, these niggas did all this shit to announce like, I don't know, another mobile game. Mobile game, bro. I'm gonna be so upset. I'm gonna slap the shit out of somebody. Like, I'm dead ass. Like, now I won't be opposed to like some games coming to consoles. You know, that card game. You know, and super diverse. Bring in the consoles and PC, please. I mean, well, the other one's already on PC, but you know, the other ones. You know what I mean? But like, yeah. I want to say a movie, and I want to say an anime, and maybe Universe 3, because Universe 3 will be another huge announcement. I'm not gonna lie to you, because it's about that time. It's like the same shit for GTA. You know what I mean? It's about that time. Wrap it up, bro. It's time for Universe 3, because that's gonna be a huge game, bro. Especially with, you know, new hardware and power and whatnot, because I know they're probably gonna drop last year in consoles. So yeah, they're gonna probably even go crazier with Universe 3, but we'll see. I'm yapping. Anyway, W story, man. Yeah, take that nigga off the census. You know what I mean? Because he had to go. He has to go. Ain't gonna be easy, bro. Oh my god, it's crazy. Like they really hold us with Black Frieza. Like, first of all, we got the fight between Gohan and Broly. I mean Goku and Broly. That was cool. I mean, Goku and Gohan, I'm tripping. That was cool. I wish we'd have seen Vegeta and Gohan. You know, ego, but I guess not. Bro, they got key control over his shit, finally, you know what I'm saying, after years. And they hold us big ass cliffhanger with that shit and the Black Frieza stuff. Like, come on, bro. It's been too long. And Toro wants to work too, so it's like, come on, man. Come on, y'all playing. Anyway, I'm yapping. Thank y'all for watching. If you guys enjoyed this reaction, man, hit the video over the like, comment down below, and subscribe. You feel me? Got the silent saying, like I said, getting the 500,000, putting in work. Let me know what story I want to see next, because I know he did a lot. And I seen the playlist. I'm like, he got a lot of playlists. So yeah. But anyway, y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.